Hello, everybody. We have got a very quick, well, maybe not so quick, Chapter 9 farming guide. Uh, right, right in this area of the game, really, to be honest, I feel like this is the very first time in the game where it's really worth it to just kind of hang out and do some farming. And yeah, it just I don't know. It feels really time efficient, so that's kind of why I decided to farm now. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm upgrading this bladed lance. So the one thing or a couple of things that you really need to know about upgrading in this game is you kind of have to just understand how the system all works. So basically, whenever you upgrade, well, I shouldn't say whenever, there are certain times where you don't necessarily need to use organic components to upgrade your items, so those are very specific ones. On the other hand, though, I would say the majority of the items, like weapons and whatnot, you're going to want to use organic components first, and then use inorganic components after. Reason being, when you apply organic materials to your items, they give you an experience bonus, and basically all of the I'd say all of the organic components don't give you, they just don't give you very much experience, but again, they do give you that bonus. Now here, I'm just buying some sturdy bones from the Creature Comforts shop. That's kind of my go-to organic material. 36 of those will give you a ×3 multiplier. So there's different tiers of the multiplier too, depending on what organic materials you have added. Now the other cool thing with that is that if we'll just say that you run out of a certain organic material and you're only at a ×2 bonus. Well, you can add more of a different type even to get to that ×3. So I guess just keep that in mind. But when you're actually wanting to level, you're going to want to use the inorganic materials. And here I'm going to, I commonly use the crankshafts just because they're buyable right here in Chapter 9 from Lenora's Garage. And that's generally where you're going to end up buying your, inorganic materials from for the time being. Now, there are, other inorganic materials that you'll get later, and I think they're in another shop. It's been a while though since I've done that, so I guess just know for the time being and for this guide specific that the majority of the items that you're going to want to buy are items from the Creature Comforts. Again, sturdy bone is my go-to material, and just keep in mind it takes from 0 it takes 36 sturdy bones to get to a ×3 multiplier. And then from there on, you're going to want to, there's actually some really good information out there on the net as far as what experience or how much experience you need for each, tier of your weapon upgrading. And so generally you're going to want to reference that just to figure out how much experience that you're going to need in order to upgrade like fully, because otherwise you don't want to overdo it and essentially waste your materials, which here I kind of just wasted 4 sturdy bones pointlessly. I don't know why I picked 40 there, but you only need 36. But anyways, like I said, so just reference. There's like I said, there's a lot of really good tables out there that tell you exactly how much experience you need to level a weapon. Let's just say from level 1 to level 11, or level 1 to level 26 is a common ending point. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, you're either going to be wasting material, or if you really want to, and this is horrible, I used to do this before I found some good information out there when I was really first learning the system, but what I was doing was saving my game, or getting my bonus multiplier up to ×3, saving my game, and then kind of like trial and error, applying inorganic materials to see what level I'd end up at, and to try to figure out where or how many I needed specifically for the tiers, and that's a horrible way to do it. So again, there's tons of really good information out there on where the the tiers kind of end at, or how much experience you specifically need And so I would suggest, referencing those, you know, bust out your calculator and figure out if you, that is, if you need one. Otherwise, if you're good enough to do it in your head, go right ahead. Again, it's a really great way of, not wasting any materials, as well as not wasting time, because that's a huge component to this upgrading system. So, if you're doing a ton of trial and error, it's going to take you a long time, and it's going to be probably a little frustrating to upgrade some of your stuff. Now, as you can see here, I've been upgrading some of these weapons. I upgraded from the bladed lance to the glaive. And I forget what the upgrade material was there. Was that a perovskite maybe? But anyways, basically once you get starred out with one of your weapons, that's the indication that it's achieved its maximum level, and you'll need a special component to upgrade it further. And like I said, with the bladed lance there, I believe it was the perovskite. I kind of missed. Actually, I suppose I could reference my info here really quick, just to really make sure. Nothing wrong with that, right? I was like getting the good information out there. But all right, let's see here. Bladed lance, perovskite. There it is. Yep. So I was right. All right. So yeah, and again, unfortunately, at this point in the game, not all of the material required to upgrade your weapons is available. So you kind of just have to roll with the punches and deal with what we've got. A lot of items can, and that's always a good to get a jump on some of those items. Now here I'm just restocking my surveillance. So one other thing I know is that some of the other items in the creature comfort shop will get you that ×3 multiplier, and I believe at the same rate as the sturdy bones. But that's just my go-to. I usually just stock up on those, use up my 2 sets worth, which is what 36 times 2 would be 72 sturdy bones there. And then, once I've used up 72, then I just go back to the shop and buy, 72 more to get back up to 9.99 or 99. So, I guess here, all right. So here's a good example. Now we're upgrading the wild bear. I really wanted to have this because I'm going to be using Snow as a commando here in a little bit. So I used the sturdy bones there, 36 of them, to get my ×3 experience bonus. And you'll notice that actually is enough experience to level up the wild bear to level 3. And then we've got 27 experience left over. Now, I think what I do here is I'm going to use just enough crankshafts to get really, really close to leveling out, and then we'll finish it off with something else, some other inorganic material. But all right, so we're going to use 23 there. That brings the wild bear to level 25. I think the cap is 26. Yeah, so we've got, what is this, about 100 and, well, what is that? That's about 190, 70, yeah, about 170, something like that, 170 XP. Now, you don't have to get super anal about this either. I usually just kind of get as close as I can with this, these experience amounts. So we'll see what I end up using here. Yeah, 300, that's a bit overkill. Here's some paraffin oil though. That's not a bad. Yeah, 192, that should do it. All right, so there you go. The wild bear is maxed out. So now I need to go buy, and I believe the wild bear uses a perovskite as well. I guess we're gonna find out here. And you can see here I've got like 778k because I've just spent so much time farming here. So alright, perovskite is 30k. Looks like, yeah, that's the one we're gonna need here for the wild bear. So we'll just pick one of those up. Go back into the upgrade screen. And alright, so there we go. Let's apply that bad boy. And now you'll notice here that actually drops your stats down. So make sure that when you do this, you're going to be able to, level your upgraded item back up, because actually you are going to be losing stats, due to the upgrade. And that's fairly common with these items that kind of like boost your stats in some way, but whether it be a weapon or a accessory. you know, whenever you upgrade from one tier to the next, you usually actually end up losing a bit of your stats. Now, at the end of the day, is it really that big of a deal? Probably not. But you know, specifically for the wild bear, though, we lost. I believe that was almost half. If I remember right there, it started at like a 140, and I think it dropped down to, what was it, 77 for strength and magic. So, you know, again, just I guess keep that in mind too. You'll probably want to, you know, have a bunch of backup, or I should say, extra items or money, you know, in order to continue upgrading. Now, the wild bear, or sorry, the feral pride now is going to take so much experience that I'm going to end up using stacks of 99 crankshafts. And, you know, that'll be the case for quite some time. Now, here we're up to 173 strength and magic already, so we have definitely surpassed. And, alright, so 99 crankshafts there. What was that? 80 something K. I guess I wasn't paying enough, or wasn't quick enough to see how much that actually was. But I think we'll be buying another stack here really soon. So let's apply this stack of 99. Boom, that brings it up to level 35, and you'll see here it really starts to crawl. Unfortunately, those crankshafts, you know, they're great for leveling up those first tier items, but you know, you start getting into these tier 2s and into the level, you know, 26, you know, to 30 range, and they really don't bump up your levels very much, or your weapon levels, but that's just kind of the way it goes. 83,000. So I guess keep that in mind. It's about 83,160 gil to buy 99 crankshafts. So I mean, you'll see here that the cost of upgrading these weapons and whatnot really add up. Now, on that discussion, to be honest, so as far as upgrading and specifically for farming in this area, I would recommend actually upgrading your accessories first, specifically strength-based accessories, because we're gonna be using 2 commandos, and to be honest, just the way the damage formula works for commandos. Those strength accessories are going to do a lot more for you. You're just going to get more out of them, you know. And again, that's just because of the roll and how the damage is calculated. Now, on that same vein, then I would say that I really wouldn't worry too much about your Ravager roll. Not only his or whoever, you know, in this case it will be Hope. Don't worry too much about their magic stat. I wouldn't worry about the weapon or their accessory at first. Now, if you really feel like you need to and you really want to spend a ton of time here, you can do that after. But again, I really feel like you really want to get your your commando weapons and accessories upgraded first. Now, of those two, definitely go for the accessories first. You just get more bang out of your buck. You're gonna get a huge power spike with specifically in this case it's going to be warrior bangles. We're going to upgrade, and I'm not sure if that was already in the video earlier there, but upgrading what I do is buy the warrior brawlers. I think it's called the brawler's wristband, and I buy that and upgrade that all the way, you know, get it to whatever its highest level is, and then I think it takes the Uranite or whatever, and you know, unfortunately that's a super expensive material that you'll need to get from the Motherlode, but that's the only, or it's only available right now, or it's the only way to obtain it right now, and that will upgrade your brawler's wristband into the Warriors. Is it Warriors wristband? Check the name here real quick. Equipment, Warriors wristband. Yes. So I guess just keep that in mind. You know, I really feel like the way to go is the strength accessories first, and then upgrade your character's actual weapons. For lightning, it is the what was it? It was the Gladius, I think. Yeah, Gladius is the strength-oriented weapon. And then that'll upgrade into the Helter Skelter. And then Fang's got the Bladed Lance, which then upgrades into the Glaive. And here, I think we're really close to maxing out the Feral Pride here, so we're only going to use... Oh, let's see here. Looks like 77 crankshafts to go from level 55. Yep, so now we're hitting 60. It's looking like, what is this, about 200? Yeah, almost 200 experience on the ball. To upgrade this, it looks more like, what, 98? So, I guess we'll just use 2. No, maybe we're not going to use those 2. Oh, that would have been an okay one to use. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I just used a bunch of organic materials. So that's the other thing. I feel like I've got or obtained a lot of these organic materials, and I know that I really don't use them other than the sturdy bones. So really what I'm doing here is using up organic materials that, you know, I don't expect to use for any other reason. So there you go. We've finished off the Feral Pride, and at this point in the game, it cannot be upgraded any further. So, you know, we'll just end up stopping there. And then hopefully, I think the rest of this guide will be, you know, talking about the farming and kind of the, I guess, route that I run or the technique I use. How about that? That sounds good. So, yeah. So, like I said, though, really for this, you know, strategy, I'd say, I guess as far as upgrade order, oh, boy. Okay, maybe we're just going to do some more upgrading. Fun. Okay. Oh yeah, okay, so I'm gonna upgrade I'm gonna show you guys an upgraded Shaman's Mark. Now you can apply these exact same numbers to the Brawler's wristband if you're trying to make a Warrior's wristband, because the Shaman's Mark and Brawler's wristband take the exact same amount of experience to level up. It takes the same item to upgrade as well. So, you know, if that's something that that you're thinking about doing, then go right ahead and you can follow this and look at the, you know, the numbers that I use, I guess. But anyway, as far as you know, farming this area and what I think you should do, I think in the previous video there, I actually suggested upgrading the Guardian's amulets that you have right now. You should have 2, and upgrading those into the shield talismans. And the reason being is because that way, all 3 of your characters will have the protect buff on. And I feel like that's a really good, I mean, it's a really good buff. Not, you know, I mean, it's going to keep you, yeah, it will prevent you from having to switch into the healing paradigm, most likely. Especially once you start capping out your Crystariums for your characters here, if you spend enough time in this area. So that's what I would upgrade first. You know, make sure you get protect on everybody, and then at that point, make yourself 2 Warrior's wristband, which again I would suggest buying. Well, you should already have 1 Brawler's wristband, and you can buy the other, and then fully upgrade those to the Warrior's wristband. Once you've got the Warrior's wristband, fully upgrade that all the way until it's its maximum level. I believe you end up getting 180 strength out of those. So again, the most bang for your buck, I'd say. And then at that point, if you want, you can move on to weapons, or you may find that your characters are starting to get powerful enough to actually upgrade 2 more Brawler's wristbands into Warrior's wristbands, and that way you can have, you know, you'll have a total of 4 then, and you know, your commandos will just be ridiculous at that point. You know, hopefully this is the same video where I've got footage of me actually farming this area. Otherwise, it's going to end up being the next. We'll see here. See how it all pans out as far as time. But yeah, I really, like I said, I really prefer this area. I think it's just great for farming, and you know, again, I really feel like you get a lot of bang out of your buck, or a lot of money for your time. How about that? But yeah, all right. So here we're gonna go. I'm just gonna run past these first 2 sets of enemies. So here's just to give you guys an idea of my stats. There's the Vidofnir and 2 Sorcerer's Marks. I don't really know that you need to go crazy with Hope's stuff. I would upgrade his stuff last. You don't get much out of that Ravager roll, unfortunately. Now here's my paradigm that I always use. I start out in aggression and I don't change. There's no reason to, especially with these stats. I mean, you can see there, Lightning's got, let's see here what she have, 997 strength. Hope's got 654 magic, and Fang has 828 strength. So my characters are absolutely shredding these guys down. And you'll see exactly. This is pretty extreme though. This is about as best as you're gonna get as far as farming time now. There's a couple of these fights where I've finished in like about 6 seconds or so. And so I mean, yeah, look at that. That's crazy fast. It's even faster if you can get a preemptive. That one was 15. So obviously with our stats being this high, and there you go. So 3 incentive chips there for the first one. That's 7,500 gil right there. So that's a really decent chunk. So with our stats being that high, our target time is greatly reduced. So you're not gonna have as much leeway as far as hitting those 5 stars. But to be honest, I haven't had a single problem with this specific, and I think it's mostly the paradigm. I remember having some issues hitting my target times when I was using Relentless Assault. But once I started using aggression instead, I haven't had a single problem. So there you go. There's another 15-seconder. Got 1 credit chip, 1 incentive chip. So that's another 3,000 gil right there. And another reason why this, so I actually brought this up in the previous video as well. But the reason why this spot is so good is because a lot of times you'll be able to get a preemptive. I didn't do a very good job in this, with this footage here on getting preemptives, but that's really what makes this spot so good. Just because, again, it just cuts a ton of time, cuts a ton of actual time off of your battles. It just makes it crazy fast.
That's how it's done.
And then another reason why is just because of the specific formation here with the 3. And now I forget if these guys are the infiltrators. I think they're infiltrators. Anyway, they're the ones that can heal. And yeah, it kind of stinks at first that they heal because they'll be healing, each other. But you should be able to cut them down pretty quickly, especially if you can get them staggered. Once they're staggered, they're basically done. Yeah, infiltrator. So here's the preemptive. We'll see how fast I can get this down here now. All right, so the enemies kind of spread out poorly here, so my target time actually probably might be actually worse. And that's kind of funny how that works. But when I get preemptives and the enemies kind of move, sometimes they'll move kind of funny at the very beginning. And so if you're using the auto battle command, your characters won't use blitz, and that actually makes the battle go slower. So there you go, 19 seconds. So it actually took me longer that time, even though I had a preemptive strike. So that's kind of funny. And that's just RNG. That's just the way that the enemies happen to move at the very start of the battle. But like I said before, I'd say my record is it's something either like 6 to 8 seconds, something like that. I think those are my fastest kill times now. I don't foresee myself getting any closer than that. But you can see, I mean, with 6-second battles here and the ability to respawn these. That's the other thing that really makes the spot so good, is you just run down the hall a little ways and the enemies respawn here. So, again, just all those factors together is what really makes me feel like this is the best spot. Especially, I mean, in Chapter 9 and for a ways to come yet. And, again, I feel like, if you really want to jump into the upgrade system, now is the time to do it. If not, you don't have to, that's for sure. You really don't have to. You can make it, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know that you absolutely have to upgrade anything. You could probably make it through the game just fine. But, again, if that's something that you want to do, if upgrading's something that you're interested in doing, now is the time. And that's my recommendation as far as the spots, the gear or the upgrade order. And, boy, yeah, I guess that's, and the paradigm. Again, use the aggression, equip your characters, specifically Lightning and Fang for strength. Hope you don't have a choice. You really got to go magic because the only thing he's going to be able to do is use the Ravager roll, and he doesn't have any strike skills, so there's no reason to build him for strength right now. But that being said, also I feel that especially if you're trying to use what's the other Relentless Assault. If you're going to try to use Relentless Assault here, I would almost say don't upgrade your Ravager's equipment at all. you're really gonna start noticing some problems with hitting your target times. But you know, again, I would just say forego that anyway, and go with the double commando and Ravager with the aggression paradigm, and you know, just eliminate that issue right then and there. If you feel like you're, you know, the enemies are out healing you or your damage or something using the aggression right away, then or you're not able to hit target times, then maybe start with relentless assault. Sorry, wow, drawing blanks here.
Just like I planned.
So again, you know, if you're having problems with these guys, like you know, overhealing your damage or something crazy like that, which I still think is pretty tough to do, but you know, you can always try that, and that's generally what I'm or the paradigm that I'm running around in when I first enter this area, and then once I've got, you know, an upgrade or two, or I've got the protects on everybody, or sorry, the shield talismans on everybody, that's when I move into aggression, because you'll be able to take the damage and not necessarily have to heal your characters. So, all right, here, this should be a good example here. So we got a couple of good blitzes off right away. Get this guy launched right away. And the Huntress will take her down before she even, or before her stagger meter drops down. So this should be 10-ish seconds. Yeah, 13. Okay, so still, you notice there so that was a preemptive, and the enemies were kind of in the right spot. And I mean, that was a 30-second kill versus like 16 seconds when I don't have a preemptive, and that's just because of the raw stats. So, you know, again, I hope you guys like this video. I just think it's a great place to farm here. And, you know, again, I just feel like it's efficient. It's at least time efficient anyway. Maybe not as time efficient as some other areas later on in the game, but as of right now, you know, pretty fantastic stuff. So, all right, with that little bit of, you know, farming, I got, I don't know how much that was, a little over, actually, yeah, I'm not even going to take a stab because I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm going to cut this here. So, you know, I hope this guide was helpful. You know, if anybody else has anything to add in the comment section, feel free. Yeah, I'm going to cut it here, and I hope the guide was helpful. So, thanks for watching.